Let's think for a second. Have you been studying Korean for a year or two but don't feel like your skills are improving? Or maybe you've decided to study Korean more effectively this year but have no idea where to start? On the other hand, what comes to mind when you see someone who has become fluent in Korean in a short while by following their self-study plan? The focus of today's video is a superb system that lets you create study plan easily and effectively manage your studying, and that is Notions. If you are someone who wants to create a systemically Korean study plan but have not been able to do so, then this system will help you a lot in developing your study plan. Have you ever had a thought like this? I want to design a Korean study plan that will work for me throughout this year, but I'm not sure how to start and how to scale. I also have such a problem every time the new year comes around. I say, this year I want to study English really well. I think this is something we all want, regardless of our level, whatever language you are learning. The long-term goal for learning that language is something like to become fluent in Korean or to become fluent in English. Our goal is to consistently improve, but I think we all have struggled with improving consistently. The same goes for me. I was not satisfied with my English level at all. I wanted to improve more and wanted to feel like I have really grown before the year ends. So I brought a thick planner and tried to find a way to use my time more effectively. But what was the result? Even before a month was over, I gave up on using this planner. However, I think I'm not the only one who finds this difficult. You can even see this from the old Korean phrase, 작심삼일. Whether in the olden days or in the present times, it has never been easy to make plans, implement them, and work consistently to achieve one's goals. But there are people who are able to make plans and manage them well. And those are polyglots. They make really good plans in order to study several languages at the same time. And not just that, they keep to those plans and manage their studying really well in order to find the best study method for them. They also review their plans and improve them. This was the case with Anna. She was studying Russian, Ukrainian, Spanish, English, even Korean, and several other languages. She had goals and a direction for each language and was studying with a systematic plan. Personally, I already find studying just English to be a lot to handle, so if it was before, I would have never thought to try her system after watching the video. But after I saw the Notion template that she made, I felt like I could do it too. After all, I already use Notion. It has greatly improved my work system. I was sure that if I use Notion to manage my study, I will definitely succeed in language. The greatest advantage of Notion is that anyone can easily create and manage their plans using it. Take a look at this. The template I'm going to share now is almost the same as Anna's template. The difference is that instead of being used for studying several languages like her, this one is for studying only Korean. If you download this template, you can easily move these elements around and design them as you like. It's great for those who like to design their planners, and even those who are using Notion for the first time can easily use it after learning a little about it. I'll explain step by step in today's video. First, go to Notion at this link. notion.so/ and download the app. You can get the app on iPhone, Android, all phones. Of course, you can also use it on your computers. Then you sign up for free. I recently switched to the Plus version because I wanted to manage more things using Notion, but you can still enjoy the benefits of Notion even with the free plan. After you have downloaded the apps and signed up, the second thing you have to do is to click on the link I have put in the box below. Then, in the upper right corner, press the duplicate button to move the template to your own Notion. Simple, right? After that, the third and last thing to do is watch this video and follow me as I answer the question and fill in each item on the template. And that's all. Before going into detail about the template, I will briefly explain the basic feature and function of Notion. Different from other memo apps, you can see that when I drag like this, the blue box pops up. All elements, whether text or image, are blocks, like Lego blocks. If you drag and drop each blocks with your mouse, you can change the position of the text or image. In the new block, you can type a slash. The slash is like a comment in Notion. Once you type slash, a list of various functions like emojis, titles, and to-do lists will appear. You can simply click to create a new menu. I'll show you how to make a simple to-do list. First, type a slash and choose to-do list from the menu. Now, all you have to do is write down what task you need to do. Hit enter, and a checkbox will automatically be created on the next line. You see that you can continue to create more by just hitting enter. If you want to change the position of the to-do list, bring your mouse cursor to the left of the text. Click on the icon that looks like 6 dots, and then drag and drop the text to wherever you like. You can also take it to the right and then create 2 or 3 columns. By clicking on the same icon, you can also duplicate or delete the block. If you want to change the font color, click on the 6 dots to choose the font color you want from the color menu. You can also change the color of the text background there. To increase the font size, click on the 6 dots and click the Turn Into button and choose a head 1 or 2. If you want to add a pretty emoji before the text, right-click on your mouse, select Emotion, and then click on the emoji you want. If you want to move the entire section at once, highlight the entire block that you want to move and press Ctrl+C to copy it. Then, to the position you want and press Ctrl+V and it will move the entire thing. Finally, if you mistakenly delete something important, you can press Ctrl+Z to undo it. Knowing just this, you can confidently use my template to make and manage your study plan. If you want to know more about how to use Notion, feel free to Google it to learn more. Now, we'll take a look at how to make a study plan for learning Korean. Alright, the first rule to make a plan for success is to connect it with your why. Outstanding people who have changed the word focused on their why. If you start with your why, both the problem and your motivation becomes cleaner, and you will have the drive to work toward your goal without losing your passion. How to do this, you ask? That's easy. Just click on Goal in this template. On the other section titled Life, write down your reason for studying Korean. You are under no obligation to study Korean. Studying Korean is something you choose. In that case, what is your reason? There is a reason why you are watching this video and thinking if becoming fluent in Korean. And only you know what that is. I'm going to assume to be one of my students. I want to become a literary translator. Also, I want to read books written in Korean and study abroad in Korea. And I also want to watch Korean dramas without subtitle. What goals do you have? I made it so that you can add images below here. Find images that represent what you have imagined and put them here. I put my role model, a book I would like to translate, and scenes of me studying abroad. Okay, next is to think about what you need to do this year in order to reach those goals. I study vocabulary to prepare for topics too, and I want to read at least 2 books as training for becoming a translator. And also want to participate in contests. One thing to note when setting your goal is to write down numbers if possible. It will make it easier to manage and evaluate your goals. So I wrote it like this. Now, I split these goals into smaller mid to long-term goals. Simply select all your goals for this year and copy and paste them below each section. And then just change the numbers. All you have to do is half the numbers, right? It is also good to write down more details for each goal. Now, we have connected our Korean studying to our personal why. Now, studying is no longer some task that we hate. Instead, it is connected to the future that we want and dreamed of. For that dream, we've listed our goal clearly so that we can make a plan for studying. The second rule for making a plan for success is related to the how. This is asking you to make your plan with specific details. There is a power to having a detailed plan, and that is the power to make you take action. In the book Atomic Habits, when an experiment on exercise was done, it was found that proposing specific actions along with motivation had the greatest effect in enhancing the performance of the subjects. We'll also start with that, and we'll do so by using the template. This template starts from here. The question asks how many hours a week you will study for. Fill in your answer based on your situation. I will write 6 hours. Now we are going to allocate the time more specifically by deciding our priorities according to the different skill. Give each skill a percentage according to its importance to you. I advise that you spend a lot of your time on listening, reading, and grammar, regardless of your level. It's better to have them be 60 to 70% of the total input. Next, in total hour, even if it's a hassle, enter the number of hours that you have decided to study each skill for. Once you hit enter, your total study time will automatically be divided into minutes and hours based on your priority. Now, we'll move on to the next question. On what days of the week will you study? Weekdays, weekends, or maybe every day? For me, I will write that I rest on Sundays and study for 6 days. Next, do you see the space for each day of the week? We are going to organize the skills that we prioritize before by dividing them according to their minutes. For example, since listening is my favorite, I place it under Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And I'll set it to 30 minutes on Saturday to fill 90 hours. Then the time rule for the other skills. I look at the time distribution and from earlier and add them one by one. Good. And now let's list all the resources we'll need when studying. If you do that, that will reduce the time you spend on thinking about what to study with, right? I have added a few basic resources. Of course, Upper Korean Classes podcast is great for practicing listening. Since the scripts are also available, it is good to download them. And Organic Korean is also good for practicing listening and speaking, so make sure to keep in mind. I'll also add other materials too. Be sure to choose the type for each, as well as the skill that the resource is related to. And with that, we have made a detailed study plan. Following that, we'll copy this into plan for the week. Highlight everything and press Ctrl C. Then click on plan for a week. At the top of the page, press Ctrl V between these two lines to paste it. Then we'll return to the previous page. If you click on the arrow in front of the questions you answered before, you can see this neatly organized page. With that, we have finished the second major task. And what was it? That's right. We allocated study time for each day according to the different skill. An easy plan is one that is simple to follow, and an easy to follow plan is one that is concrete and detailed. Now you have made an easy and detailed plan. Finally, the third rule for making a plan for success is related to the what. This means that you should track your performance. We need to track our performance for each week and each day, and through that feedback, we need to revise or improve our plan. Now, we are going to make a system that makes it easy to check whether each is proceeding with balance and according to our goals. We'll also collect all the data in one place, which makes it easy to manage. First, let's head to the plan for the week column. We already copied our weekly study plan here. So now we'll elaborate on it a bit more. After highlighting the entire weekly plan, hit Ctrl C, then press Ctrl V above this line. Now we've made a copy. Here you need to write not just reading, but also what material you are going to study with, like this. Then I'll fill in the table for the week. Also, for the checklist below, I don't really want to write down tasks for each day, but if there is something I want to track every week, I write it down here. One of my goals is to consistently write journal entries once a week, so I will note that down. That's good. Next, I will show you how to write the daily log and journal entries. First, return to the main page, click on Daily Log, and then write down how studying went that day. For example, if I read 아무도 아닌 that day, I will write the name of the book and check the date and select reading as skill. Then I can also write down a few simple lines on what the content was. Using this simple method, you should record what you studied every day. I write a journal now. For this journal entry, after writing a simple title and the date, I will click on the Open and start writing the entry. Don't treat writing as something difficult, just start with one or two easy lines like this. Okay, now we are ready to manage all the data at once. On the main page, you see the All Skills block that I created, right? Once you click on Reading, you will see that it automatically records what I studied daily to improve this skill. Here you have to do something simple. After clicking on Filter above the table, select Skill. Then just to check the corresponding skill. Since I opened the Reading skill, I will check Reading. Shall we do one more? This time, I will open Listening. Then I will select Skill from the filter. And then check Listening. I will organize it like this. Alright. Through all skills, you can understand the overall balance and progress of your studies at one glance, right? All good. Today we learned how to start with when making study plans, as well as how to manage the plans. We saw that we have to start with our why and make specific plan, and that we have to manage it on a daily and weekly basis. Before watching this video, you may have studied according to how you did in the past, according to your habit or maybe according to your felt, but now you understand what it is like to plan, generate feedback, and improve on your own. That alone must have given you confidence and motivation for studying the language. Now, it's up to you. There were just 3 things you have to do. First, download Notion and sign up for free plan. Second, duplicate the template that I made. Last, follow this video to fill in the question in the template. So, are you ready to do it now? Thank you for watching up till now. If you like this video, please click the like and subscribe. And if you have friends who will like this video, please share it with them. I'll be back next time with more helpful video. Thank you. Bye.